All right, guys, what's going on? This is Isaac Fletcher here and BMoore here, starting our podcast, and just so yeah, I guess we'll just kick on with this. So,
Yep.
okay, well, how you been?
I've been pretty good. I mean, the Lightning, you guys missed it. I wish somehow I could have this recorded. Obviously, it wouldn't work, but I'm like low key afraid of I'm high key afraid of tornadoes, low key of like thunderstorms and everything. And we're on our first Zoom meeting. We're chopping it up, getting ready, preparing for the show, and all of a sudden, bam! All my lights just go out. I'm like, I was kind of terrified, but now we're recovering. Luckily, my Wi-Fi is working, so we're doing good. But that was definitely a little pre-podcast scare for sure.
Right. I mean, I would be more scared about hurricanes than tornadoes. I think tornadoes aren't like, at least where I live. I live hilly, but I live in Tennessee, so I'm not like everyone talks about it, but it's also like doesn't. I know it won't affect me, but some people it will based off like out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway. Okay, so let's get into this. So the first segment, we were getting onto a conversation
Wait,
about.
wait, 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 wait. First things first.
You want to
We, we,
start?
we
Okay.
gotta we gotta mention that this is episode not one, but not two, but this is technically like
One and a half.
episode 1.5. We'll call if this works. I'm not even giving it a catchy title. I'm just gonna call it episode 1.5. That's what we're gonna call it because I guess I'll kind of explain. This is kind of my fault. Should have done a little more research, but I thought that the platform I usually use for my interviews, I go on YouTube, I'd be able to download it all and have it go to Spotify. But I guess like since I don't have this like big upgraded version of it, I use the free version of the platform. I couldn't download it, so our first episode is on YouTube, but we want to make sure we get this thing as a real podcast. We get it on Spotify, make it all legit. So we're trying it out on Zoom. So this is basically episode 1.5. So some of you guys might not feel like watching the real episode one on my YouTube channel. So I mean, first things first, we got to do a little introduction. So, I'm sure some people, maybe your fans, they might know who you are, but for those who don't, just kind of share, who's Braden Moore.
So yeah, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. Was originally born in Orange County, California. Moved out here right before middle school. Lived here since. I'm a senior in high school. I'm committed to go play at Rutgers University. This will be my 5th season playing high school basketball. I played as an 8th grader. And so yeah, I'm excited and happy that we were able to, do this podcast. So this is dope.
Yeah, it was funny when you said fifth season as playing high school basketball. The first thing I thought of was Bishop Sycamore. Oh, I was like, you better explain like why is your 5th season, because that stuff is just wild. But I'm sure since he introduced himself, I'm not really famous or anything. I'm not committed anywhere, but I gotta tell you guys who I am too, because you'll definitely be hearing my voice a lot. But basically, my name's Isaac Fleischer, and pretty much, I'm sure the biggest thing you guys want to know is how in the world am I associated and talking to a guy that's committed to Rutgers when I'm not even a hooper at all. So pretty much, I run an Instagram page called iHoopsFL where I do tons of interviews with a bunch of high school basketball players, and luckily, I had the opportunity to connect with Braden early on in his kind of recruitment journey. I wouldn't say early on in your career because you were like junior, like summerish time kind of vibe. So definitely not early on in your high school career, but before his recruitment stuff took off, and stayed in touch. And now luckily, thanks to my interviewing and everything, I'm like, yo, I make a podcast with him since, you're one of the guys that I probably talk to the most. So yeah, I hope this thing kind of takes off. But again, just another quick kind of housekeeping things we have to address before we get into segment one, which you will introduce with introductions. I want you to introduce the show, kind of explain to the people what this is hopefully, going to turn out to be.
Okay, so yeah, we were just thinking, that no one's really done like a basketball player, like current player podcast like this. I mean, the only one that comes to date is Jordan McCabe with Overtime that he does. I don't know if he still does it or not, but that was the only one that came to mind. And now that like with this new NOI, like not that this would ever like go anywhere with that, but I just think it'd be cool to just have this, and we talk all the time, so why not just talk in front of a screen and record it, I guess. So that was kind of at least what I took away from that. But yeah.
I feel like it would be so funny if Barstool somehow hit us up. Like I don't know if you probably shouldn't say this out loud, but you like the podcast caller daddy. My friend kind of put me
Yeah,
on. It was kind of
yeah.
funny. So like I think she was with Barstool for a little bit, or might still be with them. But that would be so funny if all of a sudden like one day on my phone it's like, yo, we want you guys to be with Barstool Sports. I was like one of our official podcasts. I'd be like, I think now thinking about it, I'd be dying of laughter. But I do know if we get to that point, it'd probably be like we made something pretty legit. So I think at
Oh,
that point I'd be like, yeah, like I believe this. But thinking about that now, like that would be very, very funny. But I definitely have some high expectations. But anyways, it's just more of a brief-ish introduction. If you guys are really curious about who we are and I guess what this podcast is really going to be, I recommend going to our YouTube channel to watch the official episode 1. But this is 1.5 because I made a boo boo on the first one. But anyways, I guess let's hop right into things. So I'll introduce the first segment.
okay, so the first segment, before we hopped on air, I was talking about I don't know how we got under it, but about a wallet and versus a phone wallet. I think phone wallets are the smartest thing ever invented, and I think dad wallets are even cooler. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. And so, yeah, I don't know. Let's argue about this.
So I mean, a wallet's a wallet, and if you have $1 million in your phone wallet, I'm obviously not going to say like you suck because technically the more money you got, it's kind of all that matters. Doesn't matter where you carry it in at the end of the day. But just I thought when he said phone wallet, because first we were talking about it, he didn't show me what it was. I thought it was going to be one of those like little sticky phone wallets, and I think those are kind of not cool too. But it's not like I know someone that has one, so I was like whatever. But then you show me you have like the thing that covers your phone and literally like a phone. Like I don't know if you show them again. Like they might not even be able to see the video. I might just end up being just audio.
Oh,
But
it's
showing off the phone. Let me get if I might. What I'm gonna do if this thing works, I'm gonna pass like my second slide on Instagram a picture of you with the phone wallet. So just show that off real quick. Let's get this. Is gonna be like this should be the podcast. No, flip your phone around, like hold
like
it up.
this.
Oh yeah. Actually no, turn it the other way so you don't show your credit cards. Actually, yeah.
Not like anyone can see it.
That was smart. All right, this might be the podcast cover for forever. Uniform wallet.
That's so weird.
but anyways, like my opinion, I'm like it's fine. Like it's just a wallet. Like at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But I do feel like though it is inconvenient having it cover your whole phone and having to keep opening and closing. Like is that all a little challenging or not?
Um, no. I mean, if I'm like in like a hurry, like I need to flip it open, it kind of sucks. But at the same time, like it actually keeps me off my phone more. Like I don't find myself like scrolling as much because I realize I gotta flip it open. So it's kind of like it's kind of like a self like discipline thing almost. But like I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird that I even think about that. But yeah, I mean, I just think I like how practical it is because I was traveling so much and I would always have to like bring my wallet in my bag, and I forgot my wallet a couple times, and so I was like, dude, I just got to keep it with me, and so because I know I won't forget my phone, so it's just one less thing to worry about. So anyway, but
Yeah, I'm curious too though. All due respect to your financial situation, but at least what I saw, I didn't see like any like hard cash in there. Like, are you not a big cash guy, or is that something that the phone wallet could hold or not?
it can actually. Hold on, I'll show you. Like right here, there's a little pocket.
Oh, okay.
But no, I just use like a debit card and a savings card for right now. When I go to college, it'll change. But yeah, I just instead of my mom like giving me cash, she just puts in a couple bucks like on my card, and I think everyone pretty much does that these days.
Yeah. Literally, I like never spend cash except for about like getting a haircut maybe. But I was thinking about it too. Like, I don't know. Besides if maybe I'm at like a Heat game and we gotta get like parking. Like, I don't see my parents like ever use cash. I just realized. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
no reason at this point. Because
Yeah.
it's brutal to like carry, and it's like easy to pickpocket. Because
Mhm.
like if you're a credit card, then you can just call and cancel it. But if you drop some cash, like you're toast. That's
Yeah.
gone.
But thinking about it too, it's just like I can't see cash like going away, but and I know they just keep making more cash, but I really haven't seen my parents spend cash. I think that's actually definitely kind of weird for sure. Like that's actually like mind blowing right now thinking about it. Like I just don't know what it's used for now. It's just like it's just there. Like, it's literally just sits around.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I was thinking the same thing, but yeah, it's I definitely don't ever carry cash. My family does not carry cash ever.
Yeah.
So
This might make me seem like really stupid, but is a person of a bank like if you gave me, let's say, a whole band of cash, let's say like $100 bills and like a rubber band, I could just bring that to the bank and say, put this in like deposit this. Is that kind of like is that maybe what cash is kind of used for now? Like I don't get any hate for this, so maybe is that kind of like the purpose of it? You think maybe?
I mean, yeah, I think it's kind of always been like that. Like if you get paid, like say you're like a gardener and they pay you like under
Oh,
the table
right.
like cash, like
Mhm.
you're not gonna go usually pocket that and keep it at your house. I would think you go
Yeah.
to your bank or like they give you a check, you cash in a check. It's the same thing. So
Yeah, for sure. But I think this is more like a quickish debate because again, you really can't hate on like any kind of wallet. Like I think it's things like a tablet may be meant for an older type man, but you are going to college and something with that is a whatever NIL and NLI whatever three letters I don't really know about a potential deal for you to get sponsored by a phone wallet company. With that, is that maybe like a dream or a goal? Would that be something that you would really really want?
that's dope. I mean, I don't think I like it that much, but I I would want it like some food place. I think that'd be so sick. Like or like I'm trying to think of a place. Like I had talked about Chipotle.
Yeah.
That would be dope. But usually I do that with like NBA prospects because I know
Mhm.
Keon Johnson did one, and then
Yeah.
I think it was someone else. Every year someone does one, or multiple people do. Oh, Tyler Hero, he has one.
Mhm.
And then I would think another thing I'd want to do would be like I would want to think clothing, but like everyone does
Yeah.
clothing. So, and I know that some people do jewelry, which I
Oh,
think
that's
is kind of
that's
cool.
sick.
That's pretty cool. That's a good idea. And then, I mean, I don't really know. I would have to think about it, but there's definitely some like I feel like doing something funny like socks or something like
Yeah.
that, or a
Yeah, I
hat.
think I think it would be cool sticking with the phone wallet if like you open it and then I'm trying to think how it would work. Like if it was like you're just your face like giant. Like when you open it and that's like the first thing you see is just a giant thing of your obviously not like
I'm
that big.
good.
It's just you like smiling as the first thing you see every time you get your cash. I'd buy that for $1 million. It would be priceless. It'd be priceless.
That'd be terrible. I
It'd
wouldn't
be,
even. I would get
because
tired of that.
it's for an experience of opening it up and just seeing that face of all the money. It's like
I
you're
don't think that'd make anyone's day though. Like,
it would, but the funnier part too is it's like, let's say all of a sudden I'm broke and I open it up and I still see that smiling face. It shows it has a deeper meaning because it shows happiness despite nothing being in your wallet. There's still that smile. It's always there. That's what
I'm good. This is getting kind of sus. Not gonna lie.
it's a priceless mean. I think what do we say? Something sus happened like the last podcast we did, but I don't remember what it was. But maybe we'll make like a little montage of sus moments that happened throughout here, and hopefully, I mean, like obviously, like it's sus, so like you don't want to have
Hope I
more,
don't get.
but hopefully we have more to look back on once we get some guests on here. But something else too now. That this one I'm a little more. This one might take a little longer time. You've posted this on your Snapchat before. You hate Chick-fil-A.
I
I
hate
don't
you.
know how. I don't know how, but you hate Chick-fil-A. So please explain to me how you just don't. I really don't understand.
This is new. Within the past 3-4 months, I haven't had it in 3 months probably. But the whole summer, every single weekend, because it's the easiest thing, it's the fastest thing,
Mhm.
and it's the best service. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
And so that for AAU, like and it's decently priced. Like it's pretty cheap. Well, I wouldn't say it's
It's
like
actually no. It's definitely the most like one of the higher end fast foods. Like it's
right.
not. If you're looking for fast food that's cheap, like it's not Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I just don't like it. Like I don't feel good after eating it. I just think it's gross. Like it's just like fried. Everything's so fried. And I live in the South, so obviously I'm that's them fighting words. But like I don't know. Like I get hate for it all the time. I always like one day in class. It was like last week in class. We talked about it was I was in like business, business class, and and I just blurted out like, "Oh yeah, I don't like Chick-fil-A," and everyone just like full on like Cobra Kai, like trying to physically attack me in class. And I was like, "Bro, I like it's so bad. Like I just can't eat it anymore. I'm so burnt out of it."
Yeah. So I like how you acknowledge because it's not Chick-fil-A, like it's more just you don't like the food, but the service you did acknowledge that it's great. And I feel like that's what makes it so
Yeah.
great. That the service is always good. So I do like how you acknowledge that because I didn't know that that was like a side of the story kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean everything there. I mean, like I would say like the fries. I will say I like the chicken minis a little bit, but I feel like every time I eat them in the morning, I just feel I can't eat anything the rest of the day. Like it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fills me.
yes, bro.
The bread is so good though. I'm not gonna lie, the bread is amazing. But like the chicken, it just gets me, bro. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, it's funny because I'll give you guys my story about because I wasn't like in your I was almost like you when I was much younger in elementary school. It just opened up in my town like in second grade. I think at least once a week. I think almost every Tuesday, I had Chick-fil-A for maybe like the rest of that year. Then all of a sudden, like near the end, I just did not like it one bit. So let me stop till like 5 years later in seventh grade. I get it again, but this was a game changer. I got the buffalo sauce with
uh,
my meal,
yeah, I
and
know
the
about
sauce changed everything. And that because it
yeah.
was trendy. Like my civics teacher in seventh grade loved Chick-fil-A like so much. So you know what, I might give another chance. I get it, and ever since that day, I think I usually have Chick-fil-A at least once a week. And I thought I was gonna get old. It hasn't. I added the Chick-fil-A sauce to my sauce rotation. I get both buffalo and Chick-fil-A sauce, and I love it so much. Plus, service is great. So yeah, I mean, I just so far it hasn't gotten old. I think it's definitely not it's one of the best fast food places I ever have. I mean, I get at least once a week at this point. So yeah, in my opinion, I think everything is well, I haven't really had everything on the menu, but I usually get the same thing every time, but it's always good. It's always good. Consistent. Consistency
Yeah.
is key.
I mean that's true. It's never bad. I could agree with that. But like yeah, I personally I like Zaxby's better because they got good
Zaxby's,
salads.
see, I don't have a Zaxby's like the closest one's like an hour and a half away, but Zaxby's
That's
very good. Zaxby's is very good. I love
their
Zaxby's.
sauce their sauce is better than Chick-fil-A's, and
Yeah,
I'll argue that
but the
any
one
day.
thing, Chick-fil-A sauce, I could get 500 of them. They won't question. Zaxby's sauce, ask for one more. They charge you like 50 cents or like $1.50 for the thing of sauce. I don't know if it's how they do it with
Yeah,
you, but
there's more sauce in it though than the Chick-fil-A
oh,
sauce.
oh, 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 you're saying like what sauces do you get at Zaxby's then?
No, no, I'm saying like at Zaxby's like the quantity of what they put it like the little
Oh,
like
yes, yeah.
more
Yeah,
in
I guess
there than the other one.
yes. Like I still run out of it. Like
I would think there. I think there is because I don't know. I have a bunch upstairs in my fridge for some reason. I don't know why,
yeah.
but it's pretty solid. Their bread is really good. Their fries are. I think their
Oh,
fries are
the
better.
bread, Texas toast. That Texas toast.
Bread is my kryptonite, bro.
Yeah.
I I I could never like. It'd be so hard to get away from gluten for me. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that would be brutal. But anyway.
Yeah, I gotta try though the whatever the Raising Cane's bread. I heard great things about that. I haven't tried it though, but I heard like good things about it. I don't know if have you had like that experience or not?
I've never been there actually. I don't think they have one in the South because it's not like, or at least where I live. And I
Yeah,
haven't.
actually, I'm surprised. 'Cause I know it's like I think it's like a California thing because
It is.
you know El Bugs,
Say it again.
El Bugs, you know that guy.
No.
You probably know who he is if you saw he played on like Sierra Canyon and then he did like a podcast kind of
Oh,
like
that guy.
yeah. Would always post about it on like his Snapchat like every day of like the bread. And he like moved to like college and then he got the bread and he like said in his class presentation he's like I like this bread because it reminds me of home. He's like obsessed with their bread. So I've heard good things. I've heard really good things about that bread, but I have no idea how it tastes.
Where did he go to school?
Uh, honestly, I have no idea. I don't know why, but I feel like he went to like LMU, but I literally have no clue. I have zero
That's
clue.
probably true. That's probably true then. Stay home. Anyway, you want to get next segment?
Yeah. I guess the next one. I don't know if this will be controversial or not. The other two, we definitely both
Hopefully.
have. But I don't know, because when I asked you about Dondo, we definitely agreed. But we gotta also talk about the basic things every podcast probably talking about now. Donda versus CLB. I feel bad being basic, but like I do enjoy these debates. If this even is gonna be one, but I guess you could why don't we do this? I'm gonna count to three, and we're both gonna say either Donda or CLB, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Like we're gonna see like if we say the same thing or not. All right. So I'll go
Bet.
1, 2, 3. Donda.
Donda.
All right. Were you like you had to think about it, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I just really don't think it. Like, I feel like Drake didn't do very good on it. It wasn't very good. I mean, like, there are songs that are good. Like, the only ones that I think that I enjoy are like the 21 Savage, the one with Travis Scott, and then the like one or two of the feature songs, and that's about it. Like all the ones he has features on, everyone else is just
Yeah.
kind of like is like girl vibe
Mhm.
music that he has. Like, you know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that it was bad. I think they were both good, but what I expected from Drake, he didn't give me what I expected more of like, the hype ish kinds of songs. I did not expect for him to put
Yeah.
out what he put out. Partially is actually partially based off Duncan Robinson's podcast, the Long Shot podcast, because the co-host Davis Reed, he said that they did a question where this before CLB came out, and they said, what if Donda and CLB came out the same day? What are you listening to first? And Davis Reed, he says, if I'm chilling at my house and I want to sit and reflect, I'm putting on Donda. But if I'm in my car, if I'm working out, if I'm doing something, I'm putting on CLB. But if I'm trying to work out, I'm definitely not putting on CLB after listening to it. So I had like a pre expectation for it that wasn't met, but I
Right.
do enjoy the vibe. I do enjoy the vibe. Like I'm about like brushing my teeth, getting ready, hop in the shower, wash my face. I put some CLB on. I'm definitely vibing. But my expectations were not met with it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Donda's interesting too. Like a lot of people didn't like it either. I just don't think people appreciate Kanye. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, his like he has some of the most popular songs, and like just the influence he has in the rap
Mhm.
community. It's like I saw someone say that like he's Michael Jordan, Drake is LeBron. And so that's just kind of what I think. So, and I think Drake wanted to do it after Donda,
Mhm.
but the problem was it wasn't better, or like quote unquote better. I think I just don't appreciate Drake as much sometimes. Like I only like a few handful of his songs. I like his older rap songs. His
Yeah.
older rap songs are insane, but now they're just kind of like um okay. But and whenever he does a feature, his features are insane
Mhm.
usually.
Yeah, the song you have with the guy like Smiley or whatever new song that was. That song was. I thought that was gonna be the whole vibe of CLB. Like that because that song was like super hype, but it was not close. CLB though definitely a vibe, but yeah, I think Donda, because I knew Donda was gonna be different. I knew it was gonna be a little different. I knew it was gonna be like his old stuff. And when I first heard it, I'm like, I was low key disappointed. But then I like second time, I'm like, all right, like this is actually like pretty good. So I guess what's your favorite song from Donda? Like your favorite few songs?
I like Praise God. I like shoot. There's one with I think it's Pop Smoke in there, or like someone like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was the one. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then there's one more that I like. I'm forgetting Off Grid maybe. I think
Oh,
it's
off
what
the
it is.
grid. No one
Yeah.
said I like Jonah the best. That song I think is super good.
Yeah. I haven't I truly honest, like I only listen to ones that like people say are good and I listen to those, and if I find they're fire or not, then I put them in my playlist. But usually I don't listen to the whole playlist. Like sometimes like I'll go back and listen to like 2014 Travis,
Mhm.
2017, whatever, like those older rap, like when Drake or Gucci Mane or like I'm trying to think like Future and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like I go back and find like their hidden gems that I think are insane,
Yeah.
and I just put them in my playlist. And people are like, "Whoa, what is this song?" Like it's from like
Yeah.
eight albums ago or whatever.
Yeah, I did that like kind of recently with Kanye. Some of his songs that like I remember hearing maybe a couple of times when I was a kid, and I heard them and I'm like, yo, like these songs are. I forgot all about some of the songs that I put in my playlist recently from Kanye, but I think though Jonah is definitely a hit. I like 24 too. Donda. That song was good. I'm looking through it right now, so it's why. Oh, no Child Left Behind, but Hurricane though. I asked Pierre Brooks the same question. We're talking about his. I mean, Hurricane is the most popular one, I think. Actually, I take it back. I don't think it is.
I think it is. No, I think it is.
But that song, like, I mean, of course, like you want to be cool and not say the most popular song is your favorite song, but that Hurricane song is different. That thing is like, I'm singing that song, screaming in my car, all like, I mean, everything the weekend said. I was like screaming it because it was so spiritual. I'm driving my sister home from school, screaming, bro. Like just it was just like a match. The ending, I like the ending because you know how Hurricane goes, right? The song.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
just can't remember.
It was the ending. It was a song where it's like "Don't let me drown," like that song.
Yeah.
And the ending, well, that's the ending. The weekend, he's like, "I know you won't," and that's how it ends. And chills, bro. It's all chills. Like is because it Billy. He says, "I know you won't." Done. That's a song. That's the final thing.
I love it. I love how you sing it. That's dope.
It is. I sing it like because I don't want to go like so hardcore like with my singing on the podcast. But like when I sing it, bro, it's not that bad. Like maybe one day we'll do like a karaoke kind of segment thing. I could press share screen. We'll do some karaoke. Maybe that could be a future idea.
I hope not, or I hope
Yeah.
so.
I was looking at your face. Definitely. I knew it was a bad idea, but I'm like, it would be someone that like more not like a podcast, like put it in the episode, but maybe if it's like let's make new content, maybe some like just like a karaoke video. I think
I'm good. Thank you. I'll do a cameo. That'd be kind of cool.
okay. What like a feature on like a karaoke song?
Like you could pay like happy birthday, like you know,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm not that famous. I don't know if people would appreciate that. Like I bet people would be like, "Hey, can you just call my brother?" And I'd be like, "Sure."
Yeah. I would definitely. At this point, I would say your cameo value it depends on the person. You know?
$5.
I was about to say $5. I'm no
I'll
joke.
take that $5. I'll use it towards snacks.
I think that's good. You know, I actually have you had a cameo? Have you had one before or no?
No, but I know they can get expensive. Like they can get to like a couple of thousand.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to. Like I think you can do people from like The Office and stuff like that. Like that's pretty cool.
Yep. When I hit, it was either 1K or 2K. I think pretty sure it was 1,000 followers. My parents actually got me a cameo because they were looking at who I was following on Instagram. They somehow got my phone and kept looking, and they saw I followed what's his face? Shoot, wait, I want to make sure I get the name right. It's one of the Jones brothers, Trey Jones, and they got me a cameo of Trey Jones. Like, yo, like Isaac, congratulations on 1K. Like you're working hard. I'll have to check out your page, and yeah, so it was kind of cool. Like thinking about it, but yeah.
Hey, that's pretty cool. That's
So Trey Jones, wish me happy 1K on Instagram. Not to not to brag. You know, it was kind of cool, but
that's pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it was definitely a memorable experience for sure. But now you know we talked about a lot of things, not about sports. I mean, you did say Trey Jones, that's kind of sports, but now I'm sure most of our audience will be sports lovers. Something I love, even though I don't know much about it, is college football. It's back. I mean, it was back last week, but now it's like really, really back. I'm very happy it's back. What about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy it's back. It's definitely a different vibe. Having been with basketball, like this whole summer was just straight up basketball. Like, it got a little exhausting, and like it's so cool. Like I'm finally back in like the student section, like at my school, and like it's just cool having like those fans back, like in that big environment. Like did you see the Virginia Tech UNC game? That was unreal. That was so sick. And so anyway, but and like Wisconsin's was really cool.
That one,
Iowa
cool too. The Wisconsin,
the Iowa one where they waved, almost pretty cool.
That was always nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, and yeah, I mean, there are some interesting games. I think Louisville and Ole Miss is on
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I think they're playing like
Last time I checked, Ole Miss was winning, so I assume they'll win. But
yeah.
anyway, but yeah, I mean, there's been like last night was a great game. Florida State, Notre
That
Dame,
was awesome. That was awesome.
Tulane, Oklahoma. Tulane almost beat them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
somehow did you see they like updated it a little bit, and like Oklahoma is still in like the top five.
There's no way they up there. I mean, I guess today's Monday, so they could have, but I wouldn't trust anything till it's like Wednesday or Thursday.
That's
I see
true.
it.
Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. The most impressive team to me was Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia
definitely
looked
Georgia,
so
bro.
good. Like they made Clemson like look silly, honestly.
Yeah.
And Clemson is legit. Don't get me wrong; they're good.
Mhm.
I know a couple of people on Clemson's football team, but like or know of, I guess. And so anyway, but it was dope. Alabama is insane as always.
I am so mad about that, bro, because I'm a Miami fan. So
Uh,
that was
uh, and y'all were talking so much smack too. That was so funny.
wait. I don't know. Wait, what are you talking about? What's smack? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like I saw, I had a bunch of TikToks on my For You page, and oh no, it was like a TikTok where they screenshot a tweet, and it was
Uh,
Derek King. Is that the quarterback?
oh yeah. I saw it. He said something like,
Oh,
I know what you're talking about.
we're
Yeah.
gonna smack Alabama or something like that. And I was like, oh
Mhm.
gosh, you just woke up a beast. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. So the I'm mad about that because I'm not going to. I mean, I'm sorry if University of Miami watches this, which they won't. But I'm not. I don't think I'm going to apply. If my parents let me apply, I'll apply. But not probably not going to apply. Final year being a Hurricanes fan, trying to live it up. I got my shirt on, ready to watch the game. In a typical Miami Hurricanes fashion, they suck. My whole life, I've wasted my whole life rooting for this team. Like, it is aggravating. I'm hoping that Alabama's that good and that we're not that bad. I'm hoping we have a good season. Uh, we'll see, but that was definitely aggravating. But the FSU game, I was up to like 3 in the morning, bro, watching FSU college videos. After that game, like FSU is one of my like I want to go there now so bad because of that game. That game is awesome. But
Yeah, that was dope. FSU is a good school. It's hard to get into actually.
yeah, it's not that like I mean it's just it's hard it's a harder school to get into, but it's not like a genius type school kind of thing, you know.
Right.
Like Northwestern's like a hard school to get into, or like a Tulane's hard to get into, but FSU's like just you got to be smart to get into the school, but it's
Yeah.
not like nerdy school thing.
Yeah. All I gotta say is Rutgers got the
Yeah,
like 40-point W over
yeah.
Temple.
Who'd you guys even play? Who'd you play?
I like Temple.
Oh, that's actually like that's not like a team to laugh about. They're not. I mean,
They're,
that's American
they
Conference.
were terrible. They were awful. They were so bad.
Yeah.
The score was like 60 to like 20 or like 15 or something like that. Like it was rough.
Yeah.
uh, and like they had a pretty good student section. It wasn't even like sold out because of the well, it was sold out, but no, a lot of people didn't show up because of the hurricane and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was definitely a little bit scary for sure. What's it like? I'm like so excited to be committed to school and get into. I mean, by the time I think I'll probably find out what school I'm going to, there's gonna be like only baseball going on for me to watch, so won't be much use. But like I'm just so excited to know like where I'm going, like to college and everything, and be able to like root for that team. Like, what's it like watching the Rutgers game, knowing like that's your school, like that's your team? I mean, is that at all like a cool feeling to have?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely like, especially since it's like Big Ten, like it's definitely like has more notoriety than say like well, no shots, but Vanderbilt, I guess. By the way, they lost to ETSU, so that was kind of rough. But but anyway, I mean, they just like they're getting pretty good. They got a new coach. I think they're really starting to like invest into their sports programs, and it's getting really really good. Basketball is getting really good. Football is getting really good. I know volleyball is pretty good. I think women's lacrosse is pretty good. Like they just are like
Yeah.
starting to like kind of go upward. So it's cool to see all of that, and yeah, it's exciting. I'm really excited. So
And actually, we were gonna do like sports rankings, but I think we're actually gonna say this for another day because you bringing up Rutgers is kind of like a perfect transition into the next topic, which is that there's some news going on with you and Rutgers, which is that you will be taking us another visit there to watch them play Ohio. I mean, I'm sure it's not the reason why you're visiting is to see the game, like probably more to that, but that's the week you're coming is when they play Ohio State. Um, that's probably going to be the most packed game because Ohio State's like one of the best teams in the country
Right.
and the best in the Big Ten. So just how excited are you for that, and also explain why you're visiting again too.
Yeah, I'm just visiting to like get a normal view of what the school is actually like during the year. I mean, during like when there's people there, because in the
Yeah.
summer there wasn't many people there. There was like a couple classes going on, and outside of basketball players, and then like football players and all the athletes, I guess. So that'll be fun. I'll go watch that game, and then I'll also be meeting with Derek Simpson, the other commitment, and then I believe there's two other players coming that weekend, which is Gus Yalden.
Okay.
Shout, shout out Gus. Gus Bus baby. Uh,
He could definitely be that could maybe be a potential future guest because I do know him
oh yeah. No, that definitely can. I could
personally.
definitely work it.
Yeah,
I could definitely
he's
work
potential. He's potential.
it. And then who's another person? His name is I think his name is Chris, but if I'm not mistaken. And I know that they had a big man, like a 7-footer. His name was Favor. I don't know if you've had him on here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he I don't know how to say his last name. I'm not even gonna attempt. And so I know that there's a couple people trying to come up. So I've been kind of like working behind the scenes trying to recruit these guys. Say, hey, they're interested in you. Like, I mean, they are, but at the end of the day, like we need a big guy. I probably need another wing. Like, so yeah, I'm excited. I'll be finally be able to meet some of the commitments to other recruiting. Some of the people I didn't meet on the visit, like the academic people, I'll be able to go see probably like where they live or the rooming situation, born or whatever, and stuff like that. Stuff I wasn't able to see it the first time. And so now it'll be cool because I'll have a different experience because I'll be looking at it from like, oh, I'm going here now. Like this is the place. So it'll be more like relaxing, like a home visit, stuff like that. So it's definitely, it'll be a different perspective. So yeah, I'm just really excited to go see it, and I'll be able to go see a practice.
Mhm.
They weren't practicing in the summer because they're a bunch of rules and stuff. So anyway, but yeah, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, and I want you to explain like because I know you took an official visit to Rutgers. Like, are you allowed multiple visits? Like, are you just visiting? Like is this now not an official visit, or how does that work?
No, it's official. So I'm sure that like it's an official, but they're not trying to like spoil me as much,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is because I don't need that. Like I already committed there. So,
Mhm.
but trying to think so there was like a cutoff date. It was like I think it was August something, like end of August. You could take I think it was like 5 official visits, and then it's August, and then you got 5 more because that's technically your junior year. And then and then those are your senior year visits. So I'll be taking one senior year visit and it'll be Rutgers. And then the rest of it was Rutgers, Nebraska, and Wisconsin back in my junior year, I
Yeah,
guess. There's a fly, sorry.
it's all good.
And so anyway, but I'm excited. I'll bring my whole family this time. We didn't bring my whole family last time, so that'd be cool.
And if you wanted to, since you said you kind of have like five or whatever, could you take again like a few more visits to Rutgers, or or is that like just pointless?
Mm-mm. That and I think it'll just be yeah, I don't. They can only give you like as like a staff, not a staff, as a program, they can only give a X amount of visits. Like they can only give you a certain amount of visits. Like not individually, but like as a whole, they can't give
Yeah,
them as many official visits as they. So if they like, sometimes it'd be like, hey, I'll tell you to come up for an unofficial. What I told my parents or my dad was I want to come up to go see a basketball game,
yeah.
like fly in and go see a basketball game at some point. Or maybe like when it's the Big Ten, when they the Big Ten tournament, which I think is in Indianapolis or
Okay.
Chicago, or it's usually Indianapolis or Chicago. I'll be able to go and drive up because it's not that far, and
Yeah.
go see a game or two or whatever. So that'd be really cool to do that. So
Yeah. I'm hoping what I want to do. I want to go to. I haven't even told my parents this yet. So you guys are hearing this. Actually, I low-key told my dad, but you guys are hearing this first before for my parents. I want to go to UCF to see him play Memphis if Memphis comes to town.
oh, that'd be dope.
Bro, that would be sick. And if it's packed, like I'm telling you, I mean, my mom's like, don't go to school because of sports. But if I go, and the game's packed, which I don't think it will be. But if it is, like, I might want to go to UCF now if I see it's like super lit there. So,
UCF looks like so much fun. UCF
yeah,
looks dope.
yeah,
And they're pretty good. They're really good at football. They had a
yeah,
good.
yeah. Like, there's a chance with the whole conference college things. Like, I think I saw UCF might enter, not the because I know Oklahoma and Texas are leaving the Big 12,
Well,
and UCF might enter the Big 12 as like one of the
that
replacements.
would be sick. And I like Houston. I think Memphis should because Memphis is pretty good at football. Houston, I think they're decent at football.
Yeah, yeah. I think
The football is the issue.
yeah,
Basketball, like all those schools are good at basketball, other than like maybe like Kansas State. They're pretty good
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. No, Kansas State's not that bad either.
So I mean, I don't know. That'll be interesting to see. And like, cause it's weird because you'll have like Iowa State, Virginia, and then you'll have like Texas Tech and TCU. So
Yeah,
it'd be like a weird mixture of like schools. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Oh, and Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a great one
yeah.
because
Cincinnati's
they're
in there
insane
too.
at football. They're so good at football,
Mhm.
and they're going to be really good at basketball too in the next few years. So that would be cool to see all that happen.
But then the one thing too is it's like then I feel bad for the American Conference because then it's like that thing is like done.
I mean, if you lose three or four, then they could pick up like any school that's like pretty good at basketball and decent at football, they'll pick up. So like I was thinking about this the other day. There was one school I was thinking about today that they should go in. But anyway, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I
Yeah,
wonder
yeah.
I wonder if it'll just split and create its own little thing. Go back to where they
I
were
think
originally.
whatever like and thinking about it too, like you might be a part of some whole like crazy conference shifting thing like midway through your college career, which is kind of weird to think about how your freshman year you might have all these teams in your conference, and the next year there might be some big super conference you're in, or I mean something even happen like the NCAA may go away altogether, like something big, like something I guess some generational change is definitely going to come to college sports. I mean, it already has, but like I think it's going to keep getting more and more. So that's actually a crazy thought to think about. But now I want to go back since again episode 1.5 we did introduce ourselves. We talked a lot, but something that I think so people more get an idea of who you are, just in case again if they're too lazy to go on YouTube. I understand some people are a little lazy these days. All due respect to people, but just kind of wrap it up with maybe like a kind of a summary of your basketball journey, your hard work and kind of what got you here today.
Yeah, so I don't want to get super deep into this, but yeah, like I said at the beginning, I'm from California originally. My dad played basketball at Point Loma Nazarene University, which is the probably top 10 D2 school in the past 4 years consistently. It's right on the ocean. Highly recommend it if you want to go there. Beautiful school. And then my mom swam at Pepperdine. So I come from a family of athletes, or parents that were athletes, I guess. And so anyway, but yeah, so I got into basketball at a young age, played AAU, got pretty good, kept getting better every year, kept getting taller every year. Interesting thing about me is a lot of people don't know this. It's like a lot of people were like say, "Oh, Braden Moore, he's a 3-point shooter," and the thing is, like, I didn't shoot threes until eighth or seventh, around summer going into eighth grade. I didn't start consistently shooting threes. Like I would like shoot like maybe one a game. Like I was straight post work. Like I'd be like 6'5" in the post, just like drop stepping and up and under people. So like many people, like when I used to tell college coaches that or people like that, and they'd be like, "No way! Like there's no way you didn't start shooting like it like." And so anyway, that's kind of where I got that. And my dad did that on purpose because he knew that you need to have the in and out part of your game. You can't just be 6'8" and be shooting threes all day. Like you got to have the inside of your game. So then that happened, and then I eventually moved out, like I talked about, and to Nashville. I bounced around in middle school. One of my favorite stories is in 7th grade. I played on the 8th grade, so like middle school. I don't know if they have middle school sports where you are,
Hey,
but you know how they have 7th grade is usually like the JV team, I guess. Like all 7th graders on the JV team, and then the 8th grade is the varsity team, just based off age. Unless like a 7th grader is really good, and I was one of those 7th graders. Luckily, just because I was tall, I was like 6'4", not 6'4", probably like 6'3" ish.
jeez.
7th grade, which is pretty tall. In 8th grade, I was 6'5", but right before I transferred to a different school in 7th grade or in 8th grade, in 7th grade, I was playing on the 8th grade team at this other school, right? And so I barely played a minute, and it was pretty crazy. And so and I just was like frustrated, and like I kept working really hard. I was always in the gym trying to get better. I'd go to the high school practices to like sneak in because at that time Darius Garland was in that high school. I used to go in and rebound for him all the time, and just learn from him. He's pretty dope. He's a nice guy. And so anyway, but after that, I transferred, and I started as an 8th grader on the high school varsity team. And every single one of those players who played over me in the 7th grade didn't even play high school basketball. Like they all quit, or they all didn't play, and they're on the bench. And I started that next year, which is crazy. And so that's one of my favorite stories I tell. Like I just like somehow I got through it, and somehow I grew and just became better. And then middle of sophomore year, we'll jump ahead, and I scored 1,000 points. Right now, I'm almost to 2,000. Probably pretty close to 2,000. I don't know where I'm at, but anyway. But I just progression, and junior year, June 15th. Right, June 15th. Yeah, June 15th is the date when they started talking. Got a lot of phone calls, and then blast off since then. So yeah, it's been crazy. So it's been a blessing. I'm lucky enough to have been committed now, and it feels great to be committed. It's a lot of burden. A lot of people like think, oh, recruiting's so cool, it's so fun. You get to go on these visits. While you're enjoying your time though, like you actually got to think about it, because you're like, okay, well, the school's good. The basketball team is okay, or the team is okay, the school's not good. Like it's just this whole like, what do you want to major in? What do you want to do this? Like you really got to figure out what you want to do before you get there, and like plan it all out. Like make sure the coaches, you got to have like mutual interest. You got to have like it's just a whole big process. A lot of people don't understand that. And so luckily enough, Rutgers was a place for me, and I knew it when I stepped on campus, and so I just took another 2 months to commit after that. But yeah, so there's kind of that. I hope that was fast. That was probably like 8 or 9 minutes, but yeah.
That was definitely not. I mean, that was definitely not 8 or 9. That's like kind of hard to do talking for 8 or 9 minutes straight, but it
Maybe.
probably solid 2-3 minutes maybe. I
Really?
think. I
Okay.
never checked the time, but actually, I
Okay.
could tell you actually. Let me see this. This is probably like solid like 4 minutes, four or
Okay.
5 minutes. It was pretty good. That was
That,
actually really
that
good.
felt long. That felt really long. Okay. Well, there's that. So I guess we'll transition into the show or tell. I'll introduce our show and tell. We decided that we want to do, something unique that a lot of people wouldn't do. And now that it's not like I guess it's kind of a podcast, but it's kind of not a podcast because you can show it. But
I'm hoping this goes to YouTube. This might be a whole waste, but this might be a complete waste. But I'm hoping that if I was gonna be only tell, I'm hoping it could be show and tell. So yeah.
Okay, bet. And then, so basically, like last time, I like a frame picture of when I scored 1,000 points.
Yeah.
I have like a frame, like little like plastic thing. Like it's like it's an interesting looking frame, like metal frame thing. So, show and tell, I guess.
All right, let me see. I wasn't sure. I had a plan of what I was gonna pick, but now I'm not sure which object I should use. But I'm just gonna use the one that I was gonna use. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna use the one that I always whatever that I was originally gonna do, because like gotta go through gut. But I thought of something cooler, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna show this. Hold on, let me get out of here. All right. So this is from my freshman year. We won the district championship, and I wasn't like the varsity manager, but like I took with the team, and after they won, I went on the bus with the team and got to go. And then like in the gym, they like cut down the net, and the coach let me like cut down the net and everything. So it's a piece of the net from not from even the game. We usually went back to the school and cut down like our own net. And I
That's
think
dope.
it's something, my opinion, like this really means a lot to me. Just since I come to high school as a freshman, and basically everything I wanted, like I went in there with these goals, and I just kind of like, well, I guess not academic goals always that was not achieved, but that's okay. A's and B's are cool too, but in terms of basketball goals, I achieved those goals, and winning a district championship was not one of them. So obviously I don't even play, but I just wanted to be a manager, be an announcer, be a part of the team, and my coach said, let me cut down the net with the rest of the varsity guys. So this is definitely something that means a lot to me. And it's just cool, like, cut down a freaking net. Like, you see that in the NCAA,
Right.
and you would think that it's so insignificant. We even play on the court that we cut down the net from. It was probably like random net, but it no matter what the net is, cutting down a net is a cool experience. I don't know if you've done it before, but and this is something, and you gotta wear it like you put it on your ear like this, like I'm walking out like this. Like it was it was
Or
very, very sick.
in the hat. They put it in the hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We didn't get hats or shirts, like, because it's not, we're not like in college or NBA, but it was just cool kind of down the net and everything. So, yeah, this is definitely my show and tell. You guys can see a little
That's
piece of a nylon or whatever it's called. So, yeah, it's definitely my show and tell.
Yeah, so about show and tell, we decided we want to kind of make it a tradition, like every video or podcast or, like I said, whatever the heck this thing is.
Yeah, yeah,
I guess podcast, recorded podcast, we should say.
yeah,
Um, and we want every person we have on here, we want them to come and show and tell, and just yeah, I mean, show something important that stands out to them. Probably most of the time probably be basketball related if I had to guess, but
yeah.
but yeah, anyway. So.
I mean, it would be cool. Oh shoot, I should not have pulled that. I almost broke the net, low key, because I don't know if you see this. I like pulled on it and the whole thing started like falling down. Like, all right, let me not mess around with this. But I guess this is basically the end of episode 1.5. We made through it. I thought it went pretty well. But yeah, well, I guess we got any final remarks before we kind of wrap up the show?
No, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that we're doing this. We talked about it a while ago, probably like last spring or this past spring,
Yeah,
whatever. And so now it's cool to finally see the reality. We're both gone the whole summer. Summer gets crazy. You have a lot of like, friends, workouts, whatever. And so it's cool that we're finally doing this, and I'm excited. It'll be a lot of fun when we can bring on people I know, bring on people he knows, or both for that matter. And so, yeah, I'm excited for this. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anyways, let's kind of plug our Instagrams real quick, and then I'm gonna say our name. Even though I think I do like our name, but we'll say that after. But I guess before we end the show, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at Braden Moore with 2 N's in Braden, and I'm at iHoopsFL. Anyways, I guess for Braden Moore and Isaac Fleischer, this has been BMoore and the Heat. Not official name, but it might be official. So it's BMoore and the Heat, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and keep tuning into our podcast. See you guys.